push me over. I kill my fill 3 times a day. These ethanol fuels won't make me sober. One flame to take the pain away. I caught you lighting matches in the back room. Haters look mad when they pass you. Let's talk about round when it's past due. Reach a glass, do no. You don't gotta fight alone. You don't gotta fight alone. Don't be so personal. Take me out of the road. I'm going under. Take me out of the road. I'm going under. All we love, all we've done is just sit around wasting our time. Take me out of the road. I'm going under. Wasting our time. I'm going under. Everyone's seen death in their dreams, but we still wake up and go to sleep.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Odyssey Premier Cup, hosted by Odyssey Racing League. And we are just about to jump into qualifying. We're in the last moment here of practice, and we are very excited. We're on round 3 of the 5-round championship. So we'll just wait a moment for these guys to get around. But right now, I guess I could pull you guys up a bit of a leaderboard so we can see where we're at. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. I'm gonna pull up SimGrid and let you guys know where we're at. So qualifying has started, as you see on your screen there. Sorry for the frame rate drop. I will be making an adjustment to that in just a moment. I just have a couple extra things open. Ooh. You'll have to bear with me a second. Apparently, the standings did not actually update on the website, so we'll be doing that as I speak here, so I sound a little bit lost. That could be why. Anyways, back at it. I'm gonna boost that frame rate a little bit. So we are gonna follow the first car. Who's the first car out there? It's one of the BSR cars. It is the BSR McLaren of Nathaniel Smith Adams. We're gonna hop on his POV for the first lap as he comes around the last sector. We'll just follow him around and see how it goes. So he is starting off now, cross the line down the straight. Alright, it's gone through the first couple turns now. Holding himself well. I can turn the car volume up a little bit. For sure. That's usually where I have it at. My bad, bud. I think I had it low because I was doing a highlight reel. I personally love hearing the cars in the stream. It's also an onboard cam, so it's going to be a little bit louder. But once we're out of the onboard, it'll be a little bit quieter. Going up the hill here to a hairpin. Low grip because you are kind of climbing a hill and then it's plateauing, so not a lot of grip in the braking zone. This is a tough turn here. It's a big turn, but it's hard to gauge. And then we're coming to Cheetah, has that murderous curb in the inside with a grassy gravel patch there, and then to the last turn, kind of a hairpin-ish turn as well. And there is the first lap at KYALAMI done by Nathaniel Smith Adams. So we'll let the auto cam do its thing now. As I get the results from last race for you guys there. So you got the most cars on track is 3 Ferraris and 3 Fords. That makes up half the grid. You got 2 Astons, 2 Porsches, an Audi, and an sorry, what did I say? An Aston? Yeah, so a decent variety of cars. Not a huge variety, but a decent variety. And the participation is a little bit lower this week. We think that might be because we had 2 weeks in a row of this championship, which has not been typical. So we are expecting maybe someone either to late join, or we are expecting more people next week. Also, if you're interested in racing in this event, we do have a wildcard slot that anyone can join. We will be screening some low-level drivers on SimGrid based on your grid rating, but anyone else who just wants to do one-off race is totally welcome. And we honestly we encourage it. So check the link out on SimGrid. Our next round is at Zolder, which is a very fun track, I'd say. And you can check out the championship. It'll be posted in the chat in just a second. Not 100% sure it'll make it to the Twitch chat. Yep, it did. Okay, we're good. So it's in the Twitch chat. If anyone wants to try out this championship in the wildcard slot, by all means, please go right ahead. Alright, so we are 13 minutes left. Fastest time on the board right now is a 39.6, but there's bound to be some competition out here. Zampidri and Ruggiero are leading the championship by quite a substantial amount. Those guys are both very, very fast. We do have a couple guys like Paul Venter having 4/10 up on his time. Oh, Emmanuel Cardinale has gone off, so he's going to have to try all over again. It's a big qualifying, so there's lots of time here to set some good laps and make some good things happen. Right now, it looks like Hunter Davis is 7/10 up and Aiden Tan is 1.3 seconds up on their time. Aiden Tan does not have a time on the board. Hunter Davis has gone off just as I said that, so he will not be beating that time, but he's got 7/10 in there, so he can move up a few positions. If he moves up if he gets that, he'll be up in 7th place at the very least. Aiden Tan putting himself into 10th with his first lap. No one is green on the board at the moment. Nathaniel Smith Adams off up in the hairpin. We'll just again let the auto cam do its thing. And also, if anyone has any questions, please ask them in the chats. Love to hear what you guys have to say. Radovan Zankel did have a little bit of a boost on his time, but seems that he lost it just as quickly as he gained it. And he's back up by 1/10 again and lost it again, so alright, so the results are published here. So in the standings, we're just going to look at so it's a little bit weird with this championship. We have a drop round in this championship right now. So I will just interrupt qualifying to show you guys real quick. I'm just going to zoom in here a little bit. So we do have Eduardo Ruggiero in P1 at the moment, but he's tied for points with Matias Zampidri. So those guys are going to be fighting it out like crazy for the rest of the championship. William Bassano in P3 overall with 2 third results in this championship. Notice how there's one crossed out. That's just because of the drop round. As the championship progresses, you'll see only one, always the worst result, get crossed out. Chase Jones P4, Emmanuel Cardinale in P5, Damian Konchik in P6, Henry Meyer in P7, Mariano Rodriguez in P8, P9 Nathaniel Smith Adams, and 10th we have Radovan Zankel. So we'll leave that up if we need it, but back to the race. The Aston is stiff for some reason. Are you talking about on the stream or just like driving in general? Because it is not a great handling car, but it is fast in the straights. It's a little weak in the corners, but it flies down the straightaways. So we're at, less than half of the qualifying left. Emre Salmez has not set a valid lap yet because he has a start from pit. So he is unfortunately going to be starting from the pit lane, meaning in last place, due to penalty points accumulated in the last races. Whoops, sorry about that, guys. Too much flip-flop in here. Okay. Sorry for the brief bit of silence here. So it looks like everyone, again, except for Emery Somez, has set a lap. We have a 39.6 on the top, which seems to be the time to beat, but no one's really getting there. Radovan Zenkel, 1/10 up on his time, 2/10 up on his time, actually. So maybe we'll go check him out. In the Audi right there and on your screen. Not sure that 10th will give him anything, so see if he's got 2 up right now. See if we can hold those together, because if he does and just pushes a little bit, he might gain a position on Paul Venter. As in the handling into corners is kind of hard to turn, especially in the high speed. Yes, okay, so I did explain that. I thought that's what you meant. Yeah, it's wild. It's I used to drive it actually. I drove it for a season or 2. It was really good. It made me faster coming from the Porsche, just because I only had 1 car experience, and then from there I moved on to the Mercedes, which made me much faster. But you can do a lot with the Aston. Just I think some of the tracks in this championship are not really good for it. Also, as you may have noticed there, Zenkel did beat Venter's time by like 7/1000ths of a second, so good for him there. Alright, so less than 5 minutes left. Everyone should have about 2, maybe 3 laps optimistically left in this session. Whoops. Sorry about that. There we go, we got 1 late joiner hopping into the server now, Daniel Fever. He's not really gonna have time to qualify that well. Maybe he'll get 1 good lap and surprise everybody, and then we'll see what happens. Alright, just about 2 minutes left. 1 or 2 laps to go for these guys. I will have to step away after qualifying for a couple minutes. I will do my best to make it back for the start, but just something came up, but I will be as fast as I can. Last 30 seconds of qualifying. Everyone should be on their final lap now. No one's going to be starting a new one after the timer runs out. So there's... looks like 15 might be the last car to start a flying lap. Yep, so no one else will be starting to fly right now, so we got less than 2 minutes left in qualifying. And it looks like the standings haven't changed. Pedri in P1, Ruggiero in P2, Pisano in P3, Cardinale P4, Nathaniel Smith Adams in P5, most of whom have parked. And it looks like that's gonna be it. And Aiden Tan, no gain on his time, and Hunter Davis, no gain on his time. So we'll just go into an intermission right now, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Someone look for me if I disappear. No matter how much that I scream, nobody hears. But I see the light from far away, it's down the line. Maybe I should not give up without a fight, 'cause there will be a time.
o'clock in the club.
Alright guys, very sorry for the slight delay. I just came back now. I did not get to do a grid run, but it's okay. We're just about to go green, so we're watching from the helicam to see the start of the race. A green light, away we go. A little bit of contact right at the start. That was super unnecessary. And a little bit of bullying towards that Mustang on the outside. We'll see how they go through turn one. And just aggressive driving by the front runners right there. Multiple points of contact before turn one. And then you got a BSR McLaren off of Nathaniel Smith Adams as they go into sector 2 through Sunset Curve. Still very close battle between the front runners. Very, very close. A little bit of contact won't upset them too much, but this will be a big fight. 3 cars on the Res Tech team up in the top 4. Unfortunately, no livery from Ruggiero at this time. So hard to identify him. He's just a black Mustang out there. Alright, so that's the first lap done at KYALAMI. 74 off the track. Not sure what happened to him, but we're going to go check that out right now. Nathaniel Fever getting into an accident. I don't really want to leave this front pack here, but we're going to go look at it really quick and see what happens. '74 is the red Ferrari there in the middle of your screen. Looks like he tries to go down the inside. And goes a little wide as the Aston tries to correct itself, and he's in the wall. That's going to be some severe damage, and maybe even... Yep, he's in the pits. Back up the front. Got 104 of Zampidri and 16 of Ruggiero. And I do want to see what all that fighting was in the start. So we're going to go quick replay of the beginning. Right here at the start right now. They do make contact right away. Ruggiero just moves over to the left really, really far. I'm not quite sure why he did that. Yeah, that was really odd. And then the retaliation from the Porsche there. So Zampidri is pulling away a little bit, almost a second up already on his time. Car number 13 of Emre Sonmez seems to be at the back of the pack with the exception of Nathaniel Fever. Smythe Adams. So it's Nathaniel Smythe Adams? Or is it Smythe Adams? Doesn't he spell Smith in the Discord? Or is there a Y in the Discord as well? Alright, so Nathaniel Fever, and now he's two laps down apparently. And we got Emre Sonmez, who's a little bit far behind as well. And he's doing a little bit of a battle with Sean Shoot, it looks like. We'll see what happens here. Shoot, I think, is a lot faster. We'll see if Sonmez has a chance to find a gap. It's a Y everywhere, so Smythe Adams. Got it. Nathan Smythe Adams. A little bit of a back of the pack battle going on here. Not a huge crazy battle, but there's a bit of a gap, you know, it's alright. gonna move, oh, a little bit closer right now, but we're gonna move from this and look at P3 and 4. These guys have a tendency, these two Porsches here from the ResTech team seem to be getting into very close battles every race. And even though there is over a second between P1 and 2, there's still a close fight going on here. And Orogiro is really fast, but I guess with those contacts, maybe he's upset something in his car. It's hard to say between him and Zampidri who's actually the fastest one. Well, here do see some action. Yes, there was a bit of a tully at the beginning, if you will. I'll show that to you right now. A little bit of a fighting going on between the front runners. Let's see which replay this one is here. And you'll see this is just the beginning of the race. Yeah, back to the beginning of the race. This is not the one I wanted to show, but I'll pull up the next one in a second here. So yeah, just unnecessary contact as they go into the first bit. And then more contact there from the front runners. And also the two Porsches made a little bit of contact there too. Not sure if that was obvious or not. And we'll pull up this replay, which is just from that point on. A little bit of a contact there, swiping the backside of that Mustang. Little itty bits of contact all over the place. In the back of the grid too, it looks like there's a couple people getting a bit close to each other. So yeah, lots of action. Even though it's only 14 cars on track, there's a lot going on. So closest battle on track here is between Fleming Bauer and Radovan Zankel. That's a squeeze. It's a squeeze, but there's a touch. I'm sure since there's no penalties that have come up at this point, I'm sure the stewards did not consider anything more than a racing incident. And those two at the front are so evenly matched. Who knows how the results will be at the end of the championship. And I totally realize this is still in Helicam, so get out of that. Sorry about that, I know the noise gets very annoying. There's Bauer chasing down Zankel. Get back into the TV cam here. Looks like Aiden Tan has a yellow. He's gone off. Not sure what happened. Let's just check a replay on him. Maybe it's coming into the famous cheetah. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Oh, and into the wall. Big hit there. And surprised he's still going to go. He definitely should have just opted for a really quick pit, because now he's going to be on this lap. The pole time was like a 39.6, I think. No, 39.2. Currently the fastest lap is a 39.5. And that's from Zampidri. back to the leader. Wrong camera. So Zampedri is tied for P1 in the championship, and he has currently got the fastest lap of this race and almost 2 seconds ahead of Ruggiero. So see if he can hang on to that for the remainder of the race. I know, like I said before, Ruggiero is fast, but these Italians, Zampedri, Cardinale, and Pisano are all very, very quick. It looks like these guys might bring home a large portion of the prize pool for their team. And the time between the two of them, so Zampedri's fastest lap was a 39.5 and Ruggiero's fastest lap is a 39.9. Let's look over here at Hunter Davis. Catching up on Aiden Tan, and there's a bit of a pile of cars coming up behind here. Little battle approaching. Tan between Hunter Davis, Emre Sonmez, and a little bit behind is Sean Shute. We'll see how that goes. Aiden Tan's also not too far behind Adam Westland, so this is going to be the action in the back of the pack here is quite substantial. So we're going to see how this all plays out. Side by side through Cheetah, going off into the grass and gravel, and then going for a pit stop. That's a interesting decision. Maybe he's got some damage that we cannot see at the moment. So back to Emre here. With Sean right there behind him, looking for the space. Looks like we lost one. Who was that we just lost? I'm confused. Who did we lose? Who did we lose? I feel like I'm tripping out. If anyone notices who we lost, just let me know. I'm kind of confused. I'm so confused. It looks like Nathaniel Fever is in the pits again. He's a couple laps down. I'm not sure why he's in the pits again. Maybe he's got some more damage that we didn't notice. Please show us the fast guys too. They're all fast. I mean, I've showed everybody on track for a substantial amount of time. Maybe you missed the first few minutes, but the first like 5 to 10 minutes of this race was all the front runners. And this is the closest battle area on track right now, so this is very important to be seen. We'll hop back up to the top in a moment here. But yeah, we are definitely 13 cars on track. It's not very hard to make sure we show everybody. We are 16 minutes in. Alright, moving on to the next closest battle here is Nathan Smythe Adams and Paul Venter. As I come around the final turn going down the straight, we'll see if the Aston, how the Aston handles being chased down by the McLaren. If you want to see something specific, just tell me. I'm going to be going through everyone, like I said. And probably like in the next 10-15 minutes, I'll be using the auto cam for the remainder of the race, which is typically what I do. So everyone will get their fair share of screen time. And I'll get out of the helicam. I keep forgetting to get out of it. Please don't feel bad to tell me to stop using the helicam, because I do know it is annoying. Alright, this is the closest battle. Back to Emre Sonmez and Aiden Tan. Two Ferraris. A little bit of damage on Aiden Tan. Alright guys, the 20-minute pit window is open. So these guys must now go in to get some fuel. They may get new tires, but they don't have to. I think most guys will opt in for it because the amount of time you lose amounts to more than the time you lose in the pits. So I'm sure we'll see a bunch of guys starting to plan the pits now. I see 554 in the pits of Zankel. So he's the first one. Probably a smart move because you get an early stop and he's going to come out with mostly clean air, it looks like, which is good for him. And we still have Fever in the pits. So he's either going to come back out any minute now or he's going to be leaving the session entirely, as he will most likely get a DNF and no points at all for lack of participation. Okay, guys, sorry for the silence. I don't know if a full wet 50 meter race yesterday on this track. Let me tell you, it's a nightmare. 50-minute race. Yeah, wet races are tough in general. Like I'm so bad at wet races. Castro, why are you not driving today, by the way? Are you not in this championship? I thought you signed up. Alright, I'm gonna throw in the auto cam now. The gaps are growing, so let everyone get some. Let the car get seen on track. And we'll get some wings for no reason. I love that it shows the wings sometimes. I can't watching over my kids. Ah, okay. So you did sign up though, right? Or did you not sign up at all? So only Zankel has finished his pit so far, but we do have Tan. Ooh, 5-second penalty for car 13. 10-second penalty for car 13. We'll have to go and check the reports and see what that is all about. Bear with me and I'll get you guys that information. So yeah, all the contacts in the beginning of the race that I was showing you guys there are considered racing incidents, which is fair because it kind of went back and forth a little bit. But that's all right. And it looks like, excuse me for this, the 10-second was for spinning out. Car 13 spins out 23. So I guess there was an incident there that we missed. We'll go back and check a replay on that. Let's see where the incident is here. I'm gonna just go to the helicam. So 13 spins out 23. Trying to figure out how that happens. Oh, 13 goes wide. So that wasn't the one that got penalized. I'm actually 13. I wonder if I missed something. Let's check another replay. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's it right there. That's the one. So that's a pretty severe contact there. That really set him back quite a bit. So hopefully that 10 seconds justifies it in his pit stop, which he has just served. Got a few more guys. About half the grid has done their pits now. Alright, looks like Nathan Fever did leave the session, so he's not coming back. And there's a blue flag situation happening on screen now with 104, your leader of the race at the moment. That was bad blue flag etiquette by both parties. Always got to remember, guys, it's up to the blue flag car to perform the overtake, not the other way around. So whoever that is in that Ferrari there who just went off did a bad. Looks like it was Adam Westland. Needs to be refreshed on blue flag etiquette. He does not need to move out of the way. A lot of guys think blue flags are like F1 where you have to move out of the way right away, but no, in GT racing and sports car racing, it is up to the faster car to perform a safe overtake. And there was lots of opportunity for Sampedri to do so, but at least there was no collision, and he's running away with it now. Alright guys, we are in the last half of the race. 27.5 minutes left. Pit window has 7 and a bit minutes left to go. And it looks like we just need to see Sampedri pit. Everyone else has pit or is in the pits. There is a drive-through for Cardinale, which is super crappy for him, because he was in 3rd or 4th for most of the start of the race. So he's really been set back. He caught up and is faster than Westland. Westland moved out of the way so the faster driver wouldn't be impeded. I know what he did. I saw it live. It's just that's not the right practice. But at least no one got into a collision. Ooh, the Mustang sneaks on the inside there. A tan, very bold overtaking moment there, but that was good. Very bold. Sometimes very, very tough to find the gap when you have a blue flag ahead of you. SG30 for shoot, and I don't know if that was, I don't think that was a live steward, but that might be from track limits. Yeah, I don't see anything in the incident report, so that's either a speeding in the pit lane, or yeah, it's a speed in the pit lane for sure, actually. So that's a big one. SG30 means he's going to be down by at least almost a lap further. So it'll be him and Cardinale doing some racing at the end. So we'll see when these guys decide to serve those pits. Number 13, number 15. Trying to see them. So 15's in the pit right now, which is for a regular pit stop, not for the drive-through. Oh, he's 3 laps down, so there must be something else there that I'm not realizing. Just gonna see if there's any replay on. I think it was the replay I showed before. But he only got a 10 seconds, so I'm not sure why he's still in the pits. Because he's a contender for like one of the top spots in this championship, possibly even to get a third or fourth, and could be in the prize pool, but looks like Sean Schutz is doing his pit stop for the 32nd right now. I'm gonna turn off that camera as well because it's not very ideal. Not very ideal at all, and very loud. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but it's like totally drowning out my own voice on my end. So the fastest lap now in the new stint is the 39.7 by Zampedri, and for Ruggiero it's a 40.1. So there is a bit of a gap there, but not a huge gap. Okay, why is it not switching cars? Thank you so much. The auto cam does great things, but sometimes it does not do great things, and it's a little annoying. So there's not really any close battles on the track anymore. Everything's kind of spaced out a little bit. Whoa, the shadows are loading a little weird on my end. Look at that. Most of the cars are floating. 20 minutes left in the race, and Cardinale is now 5 laps down. We're at 23 laps. He is almost, unless he starts driving in the next couple laps, he might be at risk of getting a DNF and losing all points for this race, given that the top 20 in our championships or in our races get points. Being 12th, he would still get a lot. So if you are listening to this, man, you better get back out there. No matter how far behind you are, as long as you finish with 75% of the laps, you still get points. Otherwise, you don't. I have no idea what that means. No idea what that means either. I'm assuming you guys are typing in Italian, but I wouldn't mind seeing what you're saying in English without the need for a translator. No English. YouTube watchers confused. Oh yeah, they're on the Twitch chat. Sorry. They're typing Italian in the Twitch chat, so I have no idea what they're saying. Oh, very, very close there. Little blue flag action, I believe. Yeah, the closest gap on the grid right now is like 4.5 seconds between Pisano and Ruggiero. Yeah, you gotta be watching on Twitch anyways, so you guys can give us the Prime subs. You get them for free, and we still get a few bucks a month for it. See, you just wrote Smith Adams. Good job, buddy. So Smith Adams making BSR proud with that P4. I don't see a Smith Adams in the standings. I do see a Smythe Adams in P4 though. What do you gotta say for yourself, Magnus? Alright, 15 minutes left in the race. Probably about, trying to guess here, 10, 9 laps, maybe? You're actively working on being a bad speller. Oh, that Ferrari in the background going way off. I'm wondering, is that tan again or Sunmez? Not 100% sure. 23, so that would be tan in the background going off. I said in the briefing that there might not be too many blue flags in this race, but it turns out I was completely wrong, and there are just a crazy amount of blue flags happening. Cardinale is very slow, 10 laps back. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think he can recover from this, and he's probably going to end the race with a DNF, meaning 0 points. Why aren't you going to continue racing, Cardinale? Why? Why? You have such good pace, you would finish in the top 4 for sure. All you have to do is serve a drive-through. No answer? Because I lost my patience? That's a shame. You're doing good in the championship. You should have just kept going. And like I said, in P12 you would still get points, but if you don't do 75% of the laps, like I said in the Discord, you lose all points. I don't know if you could even join and make it up now, but yeah, you probably can't. But you could have. Next time, at least, now you know. There's a drop round, so you can just have this race as your drop round, and then come back. So just in case you're curious, you could leave the server unless you're just doing it to watch the race. It doesn't really matter where you finish because, again, everyone gets points. The top 20 get points in the race. So at the end of the day, the points you gain, like let's say next race you have another bad race and you fall back further than that, your worst result is what's not going to count. And you could walk away with the prize money, man. You could get P3. I think there's still P2 is possible depending on Ruggiero and Zampidri. If any of them don't show up for a race or something like that. Alright, we're gonna turn off the spoiler cam. It's just awful. No rear wing. At the time that you did stop, I think it would have been possible, by the way. I really do, because you are much faster than most of the guys in this race. I win the race next time? Alright, sounds good. I'll tell Zampedri that you're gonna kick his butt next time. Let's see what he says about that. Alright guys, we're in the last 10 minutes of the race. I know commentary's been a little bit dull, but unfortunately we only had 14 cars start, 11 left in the race, so there's not as much action happening out there. But like we said from the start, there is $500 on the line right now in this championship. Zampedri in P1, he will be the one that's in the lead after this race. And Ruggiero will be in P2, but it'll be a very close fight. And actually, they both have a P1 and a P2, so yeah, Ruggiero will be P2 at the moment. And we'll see what happens next race at Zolder. William Pisano is going to be in P3. Almost the same sort of order you see up there, except for Cardinale might be a little bit higher up pending his points. Alright, 6 minutes left. I don't think we'll see any changes from now until then. There's a 10-second gap from P1 to 2, a 4-second gap from 2 to 3, almost 12 seconds between 3 and 4, and 4 and 5. The closest gap is Paul Venter and Fleming Bauer, with a 3-second gap between them. And then a 10 seconds to Zankel, 14 seconds to Sunmez, 7 seconds to Westland, 80 seconds to Tan, so he's far beyond, and 50 seconds to Shoot. So those guys are most likely not changing the results at all. Got a drive-through for Paul Venter. So that will actually change his result. Radovan Zenkel should be should be getting able to pass him when he does his drive-through, which is very unfortunate. Yeah, the drive-through will probably waste him like 20 seconds minimum. The weird shadow turn there at the turn 1. All right, 2 more laps, 3 more laps to go. Paul Venter serving his drive-through now, losing the position to Zankel. Unfortunate, but it's only a couple points difference. Hopefully you can recover from that at a later race in the championship. It's a shame that it happened right at the end of the race too. Fastest lap, by the way, is a 39.6. Second fastest is a 39.8. The only 2 people with 39s are in P1 and 2, so those guys are definitely the ones to beat. Actually, it's almost the case that the fastest lap goes in the same order as the standings, with the exception of Venter and Zankel due to that switch from the drive-through. So it looks like we will have 1 more lap here. So I will hop on with our race leader. Give him a little bit of time on the screen.
leader has finished the race.
Alright, I think I just said a whole bunch of stuff and my mic was muted that whole time, which is super embarrassing. I'm so sorry to all the finishers. Something glitched on OBS and I went to go mute myself and I realized I was already muted. So if it was muted the whole time I did all the finishing order, I'm sorry guys. I will fix my scenes for the race. But yeah, if anyone is interested, please support our Patreon. This is a $500 prize pool, and about half of it or less was covered by the drivers. So a lot of it's coming out of the pocket of the league. So every little bit helps us make improvements to our league, our servers, our racing. And we're always happy to get some feedback from you guys as well. But this is the highlight reel, and I will leave you guys. And we'll see you in 2 weeks for round 4 of this championship. And we'll see you tomorrow for GT Europe, our European Championship at 7 p.m. CET every Sunday. You guys have a wonderful morning if you're in my part of the world, and afternoon and evening if you're in the other parts. Cheers.